um, roll the footage.
See, the problem is I ain't going nowhere.
Hopefully, Tory, get well,
You
okay?
shoot at me.
You can stab at me.
Take your best shot.
Right.
This is the remix. Suck a dick, no homo.
Pause.
Dipset. Remix. Let's go. I'm hardcore. Who are Randy Savage? Bob Backlund. Bob Acklin.
Who they think they carjacking?
What's this? You dumping and dump.
What's this?
I slumped and I slumped. They mad my car's like an elephant.
The truck in the front.
Still
Shit.
See you do
Me back.
react.
Hut 6 threw me back.
A few they clap, but I ate
Ate those, them shits is Scooby snacks.
I don't see stars.
Hey,
I'm a G-Bar. Through the land in 6, drove to the ER. Had to make it hot. Feel like clock. I know it's set up. Them old niggas know I know
take their
it's
spot. Wait, old is Hove? Rock Nation 3? Yo, Tory, before someone stabbed it, someone throw the diamond. Allegedly. Okay. Why did I play Cam, right? Right after Cam got shot, someone tried to carjack him apparently. And then he came out with this and was like, oh, okay. And I'm not even, like, at this time, I told you guys, I didn't like Dipset. But they had some undeniable shit. This is the whole thing about, at the end of the day, I don't have to like you, but you got to make that undeniable shit, right? And then eventually you go, okay, yeah. Right? I mean, that's just how it is. Most Dipset stuff to me was whack in real time, but they had some hot shit. Undeniable. Okay? So, again, when you tell me, yo, you don't like a person, I'm a hip-hop head. I love great music. And these guys did drop some dope stuff. Anyway, the point is, are we going to get a Get 'em Daddy from Tory after this whole incident? You know, get 'em Tory. What can I say? Hip-hop is, modern so-called hip-hop is about crashing out. So I'm not surprised that Tory got stabbed up. Of course, I don't wish misfortune on the man on any level. So that's not where I'm getting at this from. But what I am trying to say is that Tory's turning into a punchline. And, you know, hip-hop is kind of unforgiving. I wouldn't even say hip-hop, but I mean, is it worth it? You know? Let me just say... And shout out to, you know who you are, but I know somebody who knows Tory fairly well, okay? I don't want to say who, but, or at least interacted with Tory, even on the come up, was also another rapper. And apparently Tory stole some from him, okay? Allegedly, I don't know. But I'm talking about like just from music concepts and things like that. Okay, now, Tory, from what I hear, and I could be wrong, but from what I've heard, is somebody who starts a lot of problems. He gets into a lot of shit, okay? And by his design. So, you know, if you're starting shit and then you end up in jail, right? Be like, for example, with the whole Megan thing. And then now you're in jail and I don't know if you started shit or not. But anyway, these are the consequences of actions of years or maybe a lifetime of stupid behavior. Am I really supposed to feel sympathetic, honestly? Like really and truly, especially if the person doesn't express any remorse or any sort of like reflection and say, hey, you know, I'm fucking up. Maybe I should try something different. I should go about this differently. And be sort of genuine about it. But if he gonna continue doing it, then hey, look, listen. If you can come out with at least a Get 'em Daddy, I'll listen to it. You know, it's interesting. Every time I see Tory or hear about Tory, and all these things are all unfortunately negative about him. But I always think about my boy, who's an acquaintance of mine, and I'm always like, yo, like, you know, I'd love to get his opinion, you know. But I know it's a sensitive issue, so I don't really push it. But yeah, because it's like it's either him or it was either him or Tory almost in a way type of thing in terms of that come up. And it's interesting how their lives have ended up, if that makes sense. I'm sort of, again, tiptoeing here. But at the end of the day, would you do it? If you knew, okay, if you could go into the future and you knew, you're like, look, listen, I could become famous. I could smash Megan Thee Stallion and maybe her friend and some other people. I could make it out of Canada. I might have to get touched, okay? I might have to do some jail time. I might have to get stabbed up. But is it worth it in the end? I think in this new generation, with how narcissistic people can be and how much it's not just, I mean, some human beings have always been narcissistic. That's nothing new. But social media definitely feeds on that. There's whole algorithms built on that shit. Would some of the new school, individuals, would they choose that knowing the outcome? I think a fair amount of them would. That's the nature of clout. That's where we are right now. So it's unfortunate, but and this is a guy. Tory is somebody that, again, I don't really listen to his music. I've never liked any of his music. I don't think he has a song. He hasn't made a hip hop record. He hasn't made a hip hop hit, right? He's got lots of songs, but he hasn't made a hip hop hit, right? So to me, it's like he's almost not even in the game, right? And I know that sounds crazy, but when you think about it, right, like it's about making hip hop hits, right? It's not about how many songs you can release over and over and over again, right? When you get up to bat, how many home runs you hitting? This is why, and shout out to Grandmaster Kaz. I was watching, he has like something called Casual Talk on, I'll see if I can pull it up here. They were, him and his boys was talking about catalog and why Biggie is this and why Biggie is that. And they were arguing whether Biggie has a catalog equal to Drake or Drake's catalog supersedes Big, which is ridiculous to me because Big obviously has a way better catalog than Drake, with all due respect. But again, Biggie was only around for 3 years, quote unquote, in terms of, when he was releasing music. But he hit home runs damn near every single time. There's people like Tory who've come to bat and have not hit a single one. Not one home run. And they've been at bat for like 100, 200, 500 times. Is that a good baseball player to you? How about the guy that, okay, maybe went to bat like 50 times, but hit home runs every single time? Clearly, that's an amazing baseball player. And I, me, I don't really like to bring in sports and hip-hop and mix the two together typically. But I'm just trying to explain something, for those of y'all sometimes, because some people they can't understand it unless you put it in non-hip-hop terms, right? That's why this conversation to me is silly, because it's all about what do you do with the opportunities that you have, right? Do you maximize them or do you waste them? Anyway, so that's enough on that, but that's just Toronto news, so I had to sort of speak on it. I love the comments. I read the comments. Shout out to Owen Smith. Someone said, bro, no offense, but can you please talk about the greats instead? I'm tired of the bullshit rappers as well. And look, listen, you guys know me. I appreciate any comment. You don't have to agree with me. And in fact, this is why I love y'all, because a lot of y'all do agree with me, but then there are also times when you don't agree with me. And that's perfectly valid. And I welcome that. My whole thing is say whatever you want, right? Like, this is an open space. Clearly, I don't like dick riders. I don't like all that gaslighting on the internet. So I'm not going to gaslight you. And I'm definitely not going to force you to have the opinion that I have. Come with something that makes sense. You can completely disagree with me. As long as you have a hip hop argument and it makes sense and you're trying to have a conversation in good faith, of course I'll entertain it. I mean, the ones where you can tell, obviously I get haters who are just like, they want my attention. I give them it sometimes, or a lot of times I just skip it, or I just, have a happy emoji or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But Owen Smith, shout out to you, gives up a really good point. I will try to get back to doing the where to start videos. So it's been a while since I've done one of those. I know people want me to hear, they want to talk about the greats. Here's the thing, and I will say this about that. Look, I can talk about the greats all day. And I do like to talk about the greats, as you guys can see with Hove. Hove went through that, so you don't have to go through that. There's a Jay-Z line for all this shit. Okay, this is why Hove is up there, okay? But the point is, like, I can get back to that. Hip hop is one of those things. I grew up in it, so in a way, it's like to wake up and talk about, something that I grew up in. And over and over again, because the genre is so stagnant, is a little depressing. But of course, I will get back to where to start. Let me know. I'm gonna either here in these comments or I will post in the community section, and you can go here. In fact, I think I will do that right now. I will create a post. Which person would you like to see me do a where to start video? okay, that I have not done, okay. Um, so I look forward to your comments, and I'll get back to those. Typically I've been quite busy with comics. Obviously, more coming soon, more coming soon. It's just a lot of work, and this is why I'm so. Again, someone might say I'm being a hater or anything. It's not like that at all. I'm just very. I love art, and I'm very inspired by it. And I feel that people are not bringing their A game. They're not even bringing their B or C game. A lot of times, they're bringing their D game, and I don't like that shit. Because for a lot of people, who are unheard, there's a lot of artists out here that are unheard, and I would hope that they're trying to bring their A game. So, if I have to be working, I'm doing other jobs, I'm doing things to fund my art, and I'm paying attention to every detail and bringing my A plus game, right? And I don't do art necessarily for a living, but someone, you're a rapper, you rap for a living, you're a filmmaker, you make films for a living. Like, why is it so lazy and sloppy? Right? That's where, to a certain extent, you just go like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't help, right? And the truth is, from an artist perspective, it's better when the music or the art form is better, right? I mean, people might look at it and go like, yo, unless you're a player hater. But the truth is, as an artist, you want other artists to succeed with their art and and make great art, because then you go, oh, it's possible for me to also do the same thing. Does that make sense? It's an effect. It's a conversation. Great artists are in conversation with each other. They love conversation. But if the conversation is dead, as it is now, then no one is going to make great shit. And it's unfortunate, right? It just gets depressing. Anyway, that's all on that. I look forward to your comments. Let me know who you want me to do or where to start. I have a person in mind. I'm going to do one for the ladies because I think I haven't done one. I've done one for Foxy, but I don't think I've done one for some of the other ladies. I have done Missy as well. That's kind of on my mind. I'll definitely do one of the ladies. But anyone else immediately that you want me to sort of explore, I'm open to doing that, okay? Let me know. Love y'all. Peace.